Hey Moose fans, Lone Moose here. Up in Alaska on vacation, loving life. Gonna shoot a little bit of video right now, kind of walking around the property. I'm sitting here at the entrance where it comes off of the main road. And behind me back here, you see this little state lake. Our property adjoins it. And you know, this is early May. And in fact, we had a notice today come out on the community Facebook page that a large brown bear was sighted. From the house here, it was maybe 10 miles away max. So one of the things I want you guys to see, let me make a little camera adjustment here. See if it'll show up. Yeah, right there. Okay, this is my craft holster cross draw. This is installment number 3 for the review of this holster, and I've got the 692 in 357 Magnum. I got 158 grain hollow points in it, and I guarantee you, as I'm walking around the back part of the property here, this will be with me. In fact, it's been with me several times out here as we get out and do my little walks, or Jim and I are out working on the property. So it's either this 357 Magnum or it's my 454 Casull. You don't go looking for trouble, but when you live in an area that this is bear country, this is their home, and we are the visitors, you do have to be prepared. So with the 692 here, in the Taurus 692 in the holster, I'm going to switch the camera over to the gimbal and go take a little walk back towards the back part of the property where I'll be building, and kind of give you guys an update on what's going on with that. Okay, this area right here is what we had called Middle Road, and we're right now taking all of Jim's pre-cut tree trunks and some of the branches, limbs that we saved, and piling them right there, because we're going to have a contractor come in here and clean all of this out. And the noise you hear back there is our generator. That's how we get electricity. We run it a little bit at night, charge up cell phones and other equipment, and run the one light we have in that little cabin. That's Jim's cabin, and it's 12 by 28. We're here the first week of May, and this is we're in the middle of what's called breakup. And what breakup basically means in Alaskan terminology is that all of the accumulated ice and snow of the winter, and all of the ice in the ground, and according to the contractor we were talking to, that could be as much as 4 feet deep into the ground. All of that melts. But this year, when things didn't go normal, usually Jeff said that they would get some warming in January and have a partial melt, and then refreeze up in February, March, and in April everything continues to melt, and that's when it turns to mud, muck, soup, and whatnot. And what you're looking at here is our driveway, and that's the rental car. And it's down there because after 4 or 5 trips up here, we can't get up here anymore because this stuff is just soupy mud. So we are going to have a gravel driveway put in from, you can't see it from here, but there's a pink flag out there. That's the corner of the property. Run all the way up through here. Jim's going to have all this area cleared out and leveled for him, and he's going to have a parking area back here. And then all of this is going to get graded out 20 feet wide. The actual driveway is 14 feet wide, but the recommendation from the contractor is 20 feet wide. And the reason for that is when you're plowing snow in the winter and it goes off to the side, you got to have somewhere for it to go off the driveway. So that's why the trees and everything will be cleared out of here to the level of or the width of 20 feet. And we marked some of them yesterday. If you see the orange marks on here as to what's going on with these. But we're going to take some of these down. Now the price that we got for this includes the contractor removing them all. But Jim is wanting to save some of these as much as possible for firewood for his place. Now, I don't know how well this is showing up here, but there's a nice little gully right here. And it probably drops down 3.5 feet or more. And a lot of what's going to be scraped off of here is going to be turned around and put into the gully to fill that up. And then all this is going to be compacted and covered over with the gravel. So we keep on coming back, and back to my left here down by the lake. I don't know if you can see it, but, and I'll put a couple of photos in here in this, but we've found some fresh bear scat and some fresh moose poop 4 feet apart. So anyone who thinks that, you know, bears don't do it in the woods, you're wrong, they do. And this area is usually black bear territory. So this is where Middle Road comes in. All this again is going to get widened out and continuing back, and I kind of have to go through sideways to stay out of sinking knee deep in the mud and stepping into the melt here. There we go. So all of this has still got to be thinned out to 20 feet. And then this right here to the right where the snow is where what we call refrigerator road comes in. And immediately, as we're looking at it here, immediately to the left of refrigerator road and looking down the road, immediately to the right of that, that's the area where I'm going to start building. And if we don't get around to clearing this out to 20 feet wide before we leave to go back home, I'm okay with the contractor coming in and clearing this out. And he's going to run the road all the way back to where you see that tree down. I dropped that tree last year in an attempt to keep trespassers from driving through here, and that worked. You know, there's no signs that they tried to circumvent or get around it. And what I'm thinking right now, and I've already talked to Jeff the contractor about it, is once this is you know, graded and the road is in and level, then I'm going to get a 40-foot shipping container delivered and set here. And then I can get a lot of my stuff that I've got in storage in town out and placed here. Plus, I'll be able to use about half of it as cabin space for me. And that's going to be temporary. You know, that will get me through. I'll probably be back up here August, September doing this kind of work. And that's when I will come in and do a lot of tree clearing in here. And then I'll have Jeff come back in, and he's going to grade and level all this out and get pad ready for concrete, at which time you know, that's pretty much all that can happen this year. Jeff's a contractor, and he's been around this business, this area, for decades, literally doing this work. And his recommendation, do a slab on grade, is that it has to have hydronic heating, which basically means it's got to have hot water heat run through the slab. And if you do that, what happens then is the ground underneath cannot freeze. And if the ground can't freeze, then you'll have no frost heave. And if you have no frost heave, your slab will not crack. So, you know, we're not going to be able to have power and everything back here to my end this fall where I could have that fully operational. So the whole idea for the rest of 2021 when I come back is to get this area cleared out, get it prepped, get it ready. I'll be you know, building fence for the dogs and that kind of good stuff. And I'm using a gimbal right now, so it doesn't tilt the way I want. But there's some moose poop right here in front of me. There's moose poop all over this property that Jim and I have been walking around. And as I mentioned, you know, in the intro here, I do have my craft holster on. I wear it pretty much most of the time. Sometimes if we're going deep out into the back part of the property, I'll put the casul on. And Jim was actually wearing that today. But you know, as I said, we're in bear country, moose country. This is their homes. We're the invader. So, you know, we have to respect them. But at the same time, I think that's a little ground squirrel in that tree. If you see the branches moving straight in front of me, yeah, that's a squirrel that was chattering at us. We've seen some spruce hens out here the last few days. One place we saw a whole bunch of what I think is spruce hen feathers on the ground, which I think an eagle had a spruce hen for lunch. We do have eagles that nest in the trees across from us, across the lake from us. Now I'm going to continue on this way for just a second, but I'm technically now on state property. I'm off our property. But I just want to walk around so you can kind of see this side of the lake. I wish this was part of our property, because this right here is the absolute ideal building spot. And in fact, at some point I may talk to the state and see if they would be interested in selling it. And I'm sinking in the mud a little bit, so I have to really watch what I'm doing to get where I want to get to. All of this mud and stuff should dry up just in time for us to leave to go home. But that's life. But no, the lake out here, you know, this is the backside of it. And like I said, this is state property. But this is really nice. There's some eider ducks out here. We've seen a nesting pair of mallards. I don't know how well it's showing up out there. The sun is going down that way. It's about 9:45 at night right now on May the 6th. 39-degree wind chill right now. It's supposed to drop to 34 tonight. Feel like, I think, you know, somewhere in the high 20s. So we got our heaters going full blast already. But somewhere in that tree line right there is where the bald eagle male that we've seen out here nests. We haven't found the nest, but he does sit out here a lot. And in fact, he was chasing another eagle off yesterday and messing with a couple of female bald eagles I saw up the road a couple miles. So, you know, he's protecting his territory, his nesting grounds. But, you know, I keep the cross draw holster with me. I like the way that it feels, especially when I'm out walking around and things like this. You know, it allows me to keep my hands free, but if I need it, you know, I got the camera and the gimbal in my left hand, I can always just reach and draw. The holster is very comfortable. It's broken in very nicely. The snap issue that I had initially, that's resolved. So I'm very, very pleased with the holster. You know, big shout out, big thanks to Al and the crew at Craft Holsters. You know, great guys, like I've said before. And then, you know, truth in advertising, they send me the holsters to test, and then I make my reviews, and then I keep the holster when I'm done. So, like I said, great guys, top quality holster. I'm an old fart. I like leather, always have. That's my thing. So, just wanted to kind of give you guys an update on how the holster was doing up here. You know, this is going to be its home, and how, you know, we're progressing up here with our lessons on Alaska, and we're learning lessons by the thousands this trip. We're going from kindergarten to grade school, or grad school. It's quite an education, but that's okay. The more and the faster we learn, the better off we're all going to be. So this is Lone Moose saying I've enjoyed doing this. You know, everything is peaceful and wonderful up here as far as I'm concerned in Alaska. And I'm going to wrap this video up. And please hit the like and subscribe button. That keeps me motivated, making more videos for you guys. If you hit the notify bell, you'll be notified when more videos are posted. And I'm going back through these spruce right now, so I don't end up in this improvised pond. You know, if you have any comments, any thoughts, please leave them down below. I'll answer them when I get a chance. Share this with your friends and buddies. You know, the more the merrier. The channel will be a year old on Memorial Day of this year. We've made, you know, strides that I could not have imagined last year. Of course, up here on vacation, I have very little internet, so I haven't been into YouTube to check my stats or anything. But I was approaching, I think 600 subscribers by the time I left for this trip. So it's interesting. And y'all take care. I will see y'all in the next video. This is Lone Moose out.